Shalom. I'm going through some scriptures here because I have a article I want to read for you brothers. And as I was going through the article, there's certain scriptures that came to my mind, and I was going through them, putting them to the side, so I could read them along with the article. And when I came to this one here in Proverbs 31, where it says, "Give not thy strength unto the woman," it came up, but then it just disappeared. Just disappeared. Satan just made it disappear off of the blue of the Bible. Now I don't know if it's gonna come back or not, but I figure I'd share that with you, brother, so you can see that these demons be working hard, man, especially when you talk about the woman. So let me finish putting these scriptures together, reading this article on Lord's will. I'll come back to share this video, this article with you, brothers, and these scriptures. Shalom. Shalom, Akim. And the very few Akwath sisters out there that do still listen to GMS. This is an article I found. Well, actually, I typed in, on the Google search engine, women or men destroyed by women, and this article came up, and I thought it was pretty interesting, because I had thought about a couple of scriptures to do a lesson on called the "Following the Woman Will Get You Killed," and this is based off of some situations that's going on right now in the GMS camps. You got certain guys out there that call themselves members of GMS. They go out there pretty much every Saturday, curse the white man out, curse the black woman out, the women of the other tribes. But when they get home, their wife straps on a dildo and goes to work on them, basically, So they really ain't running shit but their mouth, So there's a lot of hypocrisy going on with that. So, I was sitting down meditating on some scriptures to put together for this particular lesson, and then the Spirit had me typing on Google search engine, men destroyed by women, and this article came up. So I'm gonna share this article with you, brothers, and just so you can know this was a plan by the Illuminati, which goes back to the serpent in the garden, which was an actual man, which was it had to be one of them top Rothschilds or Rockefellers, in the garden, coming to Eve, a black woman, and feeding her that poison, But this is dated January 13, 2014, which is actually another article that was written, I believe it was in 2012, and they just, I guess, updated it. But this is called "Illuminati Use Women to Destroy Men." Gary attended a men's group called Evolve to learn to deal with his anger. They said he needed to control his evil demon and accommodate his girlfriend. And this is how they start. They start by breaking a man down and making the man bow down to the woman. Instead of telling the woman her place and her position, they make the man take the place of the woman, and the woman take the place of the man. A friend was being manipulated. It was time for an intervention. It says the mutual relations between the two sexes seems to us to be at least as important as the mutual relations of any two governments in the world. Thomas Babington Macaulay, historian and British Secretary of State for War, 1840, by Henry Mackau, Ph.D. This is revised from July 12, 2010. It was actually 2010. It says, when I was young, there was a saying, behind every successful man is a woman. Women used to empower men. How? By accepting their leadership, by being first mate to their captain. My mother was happy to be Mrs. David Mackau and proud to be a successful scientist's wife. The Illuminati realized that this process can work both ways. Instead of empowering men, women can emasculate them by challenging their power. And that's what these women do. They challenge their power. Why? Because this is what was brought up by the feminist movement. It's brought up in television. It's brought up on these different commercials. You see the man's always looking like a buffoon, and the woman's always looking like the wise, all-knowing, all-powerful, the breadwinner. While the man is always looking basically like a woman. And that's the actual intentions of the so-called Illuminati, about these international bankers. In the book Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion, protocol number 16, one of the things that they want to do is emasculate the man, make the man take the role of a woman. And that's where you got a lot of these men out here that act like women, you know, because these devils have slowly but surely been breaking them down, you know, by these women, you know. It says, by teaching women to usurp male power, the Illuminati created a new breed of feckless males incapable of leading families and taking political action. Why? Because a man is supposed to be the one that leads the family, you know, not the other way around. But this is what happened. This is the book of Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. And that's where you see all these women being empowered, being set up into power, taking that so-called leadership position or role, you know, being told that they're a strong woman, you know. And there's no such thing as a strong woman. Because the Lord told through the mouth of Peter, he said that we're supposed to deal with these women with wisdom because they're the weaker vessel. And the Lord made them as such. Why? Because he made the man to be strong. He made the man to be the head. He made the man to be the one that's in charge, the one that makes the decisions, the one that brings bread to the house, a breadwinner. But these devils, what they did, they emasculated the man, and especially the black man, Latino, and Native American Indian man, to where now they reduced them to nothing. You know, they reduced them to basically to bums. You know, and they have these women to rule over them. It says, recently I saw an example of how this process works. A friend Gary was broken up because his common-law wife left him. The split came after domestic assault. She became very argumentative, especially when drinking. He pushed her. She wasn't hurt, but she called the police. As a result, they were physically separated by law, and the relationship ended. I don't like this policy, but it does end a lot of dysfunctional relationships. A dysfunctional couple. She had the power in the relationship. He felt resentful and angry as a result. His ex had insisted that her 20-something daughter live with them in spite of Gary's objections. This daughter made sure everyone was miserable if she was, which was most of the time. It was Gary's house. The woman and daughter lived rent-free. Gary had needed to be firm at the outset. Neither of you will live here. Instead, he smoldered with resentment and felt guilty for feeling this way. And that's what these women do. They try to run a guilt trip on you, basically to break you down. And that's what a woman does, man. A woman will break you down. She will try you. She will try your power. She will get on your nerves. She will push buttons. And then when she breaks you, she'll leave you because she doesn't respect you. Her job is to break you down. If you allow her to do it, she's gonna break you down. And guess what? You're not gonna be with that woman no more. Why? Because that woman's gonna lose respect for you. All right? Because these women do not like to rule over a man. Even though they say that bullshit, you know, they like that. That's bullshit. Because their makeup, their DNA is created for them to be ruled by the man. It says, he had attended a men's group called Evolve. There it was all shame and blame the man. See, so basically there it was all shame and blame the man. And you see that in these different commercials, you know, in these different movies. They always downgrade the man. They said he needed to be more accommodating. He was so impressed that he got his ex to attend the women's chapter of the same government funded agency. There, and all these agencies that destroy the family, they're all funded by the Illuminati, by the international bankers. There, the message was designed to empower women. Women are an oppressed minority. Rise up against those evil males. This is typical communist consciousness raising an example indoctrination. And that's what they do. You know, they try to make it seem like the woman, she's so in a messed up situation. She, you know, feels sorry for the woman. You know, she's so downtrodden. But all the meanwhile, what they're doing is this right here. Got the man on the ground and this fucking hoe walking all over him. And this is what the Lord said. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, the 11th chapter. I'll start at the first verse. Be ye followers of me, even as I am also of Yahushai. Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahushai, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahushua is the Most High. So see, it says the head of the woman is the man. So a woman has no business to be in that leadership position, to be having a picture like this with a woman stepping over this dickhead right here, to get down on the ground like that and let her put her fucking shoe on his face, on his head like that. And that's where a lot of you men are. Some of you men in GMS are like this too. Your woman runs you, man. They run the household. They run you. You wear the motherfucking skirt, and they wear the pants, and they got the dick, and you got the pussy, man. You guys that are like them, you better get the fuck out of that spirit, man. For the Most High fuck you up, man. The Lord ain't playing, man. You can't be having them bullshit ass men up in here having these women walking all over you, man. The Most High don't play that, man. The Most High is clear. So you guys that got that lahab spirit that let your woman walk all over you, whoop your ass, or whatever the case is, whatever's going on, you better get yourself together, fix yourself up, and get rid of that bitch. Get you another bitch. He was sorry for pushing her and thought his anger was a terrible thing. He related a Jane Goodall documentary about chimpanzees. The male chimps sometimes go haywire, screaming and yelling and throwing things. The women and children cower in fear. Then the storm passes and the males are all nurturing and welcoming again. He felt that as a male, he was like the chimps. He had this evil demon within him. But there's a reason why when a woman chimp and the children act a certain way, the male starts going haywire. And they're going to go into it. It says, Macau to the rescue. You've got it all wrong, I said. Those male chimps were asserting their dominance. Once they did that, they could go back to being loving husbands and fathers. Don't believe what the counselors tell you. You're not dangerous. A man has a right to be master of his domain. Quit beating yourself up. Beating yourself up. And that's why the chimp went crazy. Because the woman and the children, they were testing his authority. They were trying his authority. And he had to assert it. Once he asserted that authority, then everything went back to normal. And that's why men get pissed off and raise up and start screaming and yelling and ready to kick some ass, because they knew deep in their spirit that they're supposed to be the head of that household. To her credit, his ex eventually moved out, but all the furniture was hers. She had forced him to get rid of his. Now he's rattling around an empty house trying to rebuild his life. He let his friendships lapse. Gary is a mild-mannered and capable 55-year-old man, but when he related what his ex had done, his body language was that of a child. Any man who is ruled by a woman becomes a child or a woman. And that's why you don't let no woman get over you, get over on you, or have power over you. This is Proverbs 31:3, and this thing keeps acting up. It says, give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. So it says straight up to give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. Because women will destroy your ass in a minute, man. And when I was trying to pull up the scripture, this thing kept going blank. So I made like a little side video real quick just to show you. I was kind of cracking up. I said, see how Satan is every time you get on a fucking woman, shit starts going crazy. So it says, give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. All right, back to the article. It says, trading power for love, not for men. You probably know someone like Gary. If you don't, get a movie called Flannel Pajamas. The writer-director Jeff Lipsky tells the story of his own marriage. Compare Jeff at the beginning and the end. At the beginning, he is powerful and generous. At the end, he is a mouse. He gave away his power, and now she didn't love him anymore. Women lose interest in men who try to buy their love or love them in a self-negating way. And that goes for your power. You're giving up your power. That goes when you try to give your woman power over your bank account or your finances or anything. Your check. After the end of the week, you get paid. You bust your ass at the job. At the end of the week, you cash your check and give your whole fucking check to your woman, and she rations out money to you. A motherfucker that's doing that, he needs to have his head fucking chopped off, man. On the real. This is Sirach 33:18. Hear me, O ye great men of the people, and hearken with your ears, ye rulers of the congregation. Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest. And give not thy goods to another, lest they repent thee, and thou entreat for the same again. As long as thou livest and hast breath in thee, give not thyself over to any, not even to your goddamn woman. For better it is that thy children should seek to thee than that thou shouldest stand to their courtesy. In all thy words keep to thyself the preeminence, leave not a stain in thine honor. And if we find out any of you guys in GMS is doing this shit and giving your woman your check and having your woman have authority over you, man, you out of there, man. You can go join Nate and them guys over there, or some of them other groups that let their woman rule over them, man. That ain't supposed to be happening here at all, you know? You got the scriptures, you know what the deal is, so stop being a goddamn pussy, man. It says, women trade power for love. When men do it, they become feminine and women are repulsed. And that's true. Heterosexual union is about the exchange of female worldly power for male power expressed as love. Men want power, women want love. Marriage is the exchange of the two, sealed by the bond of sexual exclusivity. The Illuminati have sabotaged this exchange by exaggerating women's power and diminishing man's. Men are brainwashed to think romance and sex are the sine qua non, which basically is a Latin term, sine qua non, which means something that is absolutely needed. So basically it says men are brainwashed to think romance and sex are things that are needed for happiness. Many become paralyzed, unable to approach a desirable woman. Too late, they learn the real benefits of a woman is exaggerated by a factor of 5. Paradoxically, this return to reality enables a man to secure female companionship to their credit. Women are attracted to men with self-respect. Conclusion: heterosexual relationships are about a man getting a woman to do what he wants. This is called courtship, an example proving that his aims are worth supporting and he will protect and nurture her. Because imagine you got a feminine ass man and some shit goes down. How's he going to protect his woman? He going to run behind his woman because he's been emasculated, man. And that's what these fucking devils want. They want to emasculate the man. That's why you got a lot of black men out there, Latino men and Native American Indian men that act like fucking women, man. When he earns this trust tantamount to love, he surrenders her worldly power to him. She surrenders her worldly power to him. This is the heterosexual contract. Power for love. Of course, the contract is voided if he doesn't keep his end of the bargain, an example, love. Thus, he will consult her, depending on mutual rapport and competence. Power might be divided or delegated. No, power ain't divided or delegated. The man has the power, period. Men should project power and never show weakness. That's right. They should establish their authority from the get-go. A woman can have power or love, but she can't have both. This is the litmus test. If she doesn't agree, move on. You'll save yourself a lifetime of grief, and I agree. All right? So now, this is Genesis 3:16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. So the man is supposed to have the rule or the authority over the woman. This is 1 Ezra 4:18. Yea, and if men have gathered together gold and silver and any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favor and beauty? And letting all those things go, do they not gape and even with the open mouth fix their eyes fast on her? And have not all men more desire unto her than unto silver or gold or any goodly thing whatsoever? A man leaveth his own father that brought him up, and his own country, and cleaveth unto his wife. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remembereth neither father nor mother nor country. But this also you must know, that women have dominion over you. Do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to the woman? Yea, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and to steal and to sail upon the sea and upon rivers, and looketh upon a lion and goeth in the darkness, and when he has stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth it to his love. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother, because a woman is a man's glory. As Elder Tahar always said, a man loves his woman, but a woman can't love the man, because a woman is a man's glory, and not the other way around. A woman's glory is her hair. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women, and become servants for their sakes. Many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women. That's what the name of this lesson is called. Following the woman will get you killed. Because many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women. All right. And one last scripture here, Genesis 3:1. Because this is what the serpent, which is a so-called white man in the garden that had color, it was an actual man, told Eve. You know, so basically Eve wanted that power from the very beginning, but the power was given to the man. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. That's why he went to Eve, because he knew that Eve, or the woman, was the weaker vessel, which the Lord power had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, had the Most High said, You shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. See, this freaking thing is acting up. It says, But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High hath said, You shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, You shall not surely die. See, this is where the devil came up and actually told the woman, No, you're not going to die. It says, For the Most High doth know that in the day you eat thereof, in other words, in the day that you go into this power, you get involved with this, you try to attain that power, this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding, on the left hand side, basically, then your eyes shall be open and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. So essentially, what did the serpent, which is a devil, which is Esau, back before he was Esau, the spirit that was in that serpent, what did he tell the woman? Basically, he was telling her that you need to get power. You need to be empowered. And when you are empowered, you'll know both good and evil. You'll be as the gods. And that's what these women want. These women want power. That's why this feminist movement has been pushed. And what these black women do, Latino women and Native American Indian women do, especially the black women, they want to run their man. They want their man to be wrapped around their finger. But then when the man is wrapped around their finger, they don't respect the man. You know? So to you guys out there in GMS, man, that you are allowing your woman to rule over you and to wear the pants in the house, man, the Lord's going to deal with you, man. You either get out that spirit or the Lord's going to deal with you, man. Because this is bullshit. You go out there every Saturday, you curse the woman out, but then when you go home, your woman is telling you what to do. You know, you're wearing the skirt, she's wearing the goddamn pants. You know? You better grow a fucking pair, man. Get your fucking tail from between your legs, man, and grow a fucking pair, man. And put that bitch in her place, or tell that bitch to get to stepping. Alright? Like I said, the name of the title of this lesson is Following the Woman Will Get You Killed. With that, I hope those of the elect out there have been edified, and learned something. And to the next time, I say shalom.